Sanjiv Bhasin is here. Hello, sir. Sir, अभी सुबह सुबह टाइपिंग अभी तो मार्केट भी नहीं खुला है.
अरे निकुंज जी धंधा है क्या करें.
क्या टाइप कर रहे थे?
गुड मॉर्निंग कर रहा था FIS को. The people who have always got it wrong and who have got it always correct. So when fools buy and fools sell, you should do the opposite. Correct, Aisha?
Absolutely.
It's been proved in the whole month of May. Yesterday this stellar
yesterday
rally.
FIs were buying.
But I was just going to say they were very big buyers. So are you saying we should sell?
Of course.
Okay.
It is time to be greedy. It's time to be
Fearful, you
It's
mean.
time to be fearful at 22,500 when it was lock, stock and barrel known that sitting in Singapore or US, you have no clue what the election trends are. Neither did I have as much, but I still was privy that whatever has to play out will play out on Monday or Tuesday. And lo and behold, you have the exit poll and suddenly a 700-point rally. How long back have you seen that, Evan? A 700-point rally?
Exactly, that really hasn't played out.
So I'm not belittling what they are, but common sense in 35 years has told me greed and fear go hand in hand, and similarly the trends have been visible whenever there has been a herd mentality.
Sure.
Indian retail investor is here to stay, so hats off to him. And that is what has been the real icing on the cake. Now, I am also in the camp that you have to stay invested. Aisha, there are no free lunches. Only if you are there will you participate in this.
Exactly.
But a large part of the market is now, particularly the over-owned PSUs are now looking little frothy. So take some money, but the larger market, Kunal just said HDFC Bank, HDFC, the AB Birla Group, Ultratech, AB, I can go on the list.
Sure.
I think there is a lot of value over there. So pick and choose. Index, I would be neutral.
Okay. So let's pick it up one by one. For the short-term players, you're saying profit take, that's the clear messaging. Within PSUs, where are the stocks or the segments where you would say profit take? Or is it across the board call?
Defense, railways across the board. My two picks, which I still think are value picks or excellent IRCTC Concor, you do your diligence, but don't get chased by the momentum. Let me be frank, the whole mutual fund industry has been very, very underweight on PSUs for the last many months, and now everything is catching up. Commodities, metals, wherever the left out feeling. I'm not saying that they are going to fall overnight, but now the risk on the table is less. You don't want to be burnt right at the top and then see a 15% correction and then forward. So I think taking money there off, but private banks, like I told you, Ultratech, a lot of the say ABFRL, Vodafone and Ratan Power, my dear.
Yes.
That 9 rupee 50 stock is locked at 20.25. Today again will be circuit. That is called making money.
How do you know it will be circuit?
Huh?
How do you know?
Conviction of a bull.
God's grace, God's grace.
Okay, so I'll put this graphic out again. On the election day, how markets have moved, the verdict day, how markets have moved on the exit poll day, what has been the reaction. And then 1 month, what has been the market historical reaction in last two cases when they've liked the verdict. So, Bhasin sahab, you want to pay attention here. Give me a number. 2024. क्या होगा आज?
Nikunj, no guesses. मेरे को लगता है आज market range में रहेगी. Maybe it closes close to flat.
Closest to flat. Okay, now flip it with 1 month and 1 week. How markets historically have reacted. Again, 2014-19 markets like the mandate. 1 week after 2014 and 19, this is the data. Bhasin sahab, 2.5%. Even though markets, they love the verdict. So could the same happen that markets will like the verdict in 1 week, 1 week we may not see a sizable change?
1 week from now, whatever rally you get, please sell and sit on the side, go for a vacation. The budget, whatever it comes, will have uncertainties, and taking money off the queues over there is a very, very good ploy. June is a very hot month. It's very good if you go on vacation.
हमारे यहाँ बारिश होगी. It will be hot for you in Delhi.
दिल्ली में तो उबल रहा है भाई. क्या बोले?
But Kunal, let's get in a take. Sanjeev was flagging off a number of cluster of stocks. He was talking about Aditya Birla, Ultratech, etc. And you track some of these names quite closely. What's the view on the chart?
So I think many of the stocks are coming out after a deep hibernation as such, because EBFRL, for example, that stock was languishing at this 150-200 range for quite some time. I think almost 13-14 months, and that stock has made a dramatic comeback, now on the verge of breaking above the 300 levels. You look at AB Capital, one of the stocks which I've been very bullish on. That stock has moved from 100, 114 to now 220, 230 plus mark. Again, a stock which has surprisingly become very stable from being extremely volatile and choppy few quarters back. You look at the likes of Hindalco, I think one of the prominent metal stocks which have done exceptionally well so far in the last 3-4 months of this entire metal rally, and one of the more leading stocks in terms of price performance. Ultratech Cement has been a bit of a consolidation, but then when you look at the long-term charts, it's as if that the stock has come back towards a major support point and should be a good accumulate. So I think plethora of stocks from the AB group which have done exceptionally well. Vodafone Idea also, I think the stock has recovered from 10, 11, just about I think a month out back to now 16 plus mark.
But picking up that point from with the AB group, Sanjiv, I want you to come in here. What gives you this kind of conviction on Vodafone? You've been bullish from what, 7 odd levels?
No, about 10, 11 levels.
10, 11.
And correctly so. See, Aisha, there was a case for survival. You always called it 2.25, 2.5. It is a third player now. ARPU is at 142, 42% EBITDA. And now when they are saying the 5G expansion comes with the liquidity, also if you recall what yesterday Indus Tower said, we will be very, very conducive to the type of arrangement of payback. And I think that the way they have restructured the whole thing, with government now taking 33% stake and not being willing, being there for the long term, you cannot but have making money on data. I mean, Bharti is a $100 billion company. How can this languish at a 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh? So I still think there is a lot of room on the upside. It will take time, but the icing on the cake would be the AGR verdict, which will be very positive. Aisha, another stock which is a dark horse, and I have been bullish for 2 years and maybe had to be very patient, is ABSL AMC. That yes, yesterday broke out. Maybe Kunal can tell you more. But that stock, according to me, came at a price of 720 at the IPO. It's never retested that in the last 2 years. Just yesterday, it's the highest closing. ABSL AMC is headed back to 700 and more. The underlying business remains extremely positive. That is, AMCs are here to stay for the next 20-30 years. And if you can get good names, then that makes your journey even more better.
Kunal, do you see that breakout happen on the charts? Can it hit 700 soon?
Yeah, I'm not sure about 700, but I think yes, the stock has confirmed a breakout yesterday. So I've been tracking the stock for the last 2-3 months, and 555, 540 was a range the stock was stuck into, and I think that's where yesterday saw the breakout closing above 555 mark. But what is also interesting is that the likes of HDFC, AMC, NAM India, etc., these stocks have also confirmed a breakout for themselves, and we are talking of a multi-week, multi-month breakout for the entire group, cluster in this sense. So I would probably believe that that's also another positive for the sector.
Okay. What do we have in terms of the leads? Now Maharashtra, Gujarat, all those big states, they've started opening up. So let's just look at it. I think
213?
Yeah,
Already?
213. Yeah, I mean by 9 o'clock, you see these are leads, Aisha. Again,
Yeah.
these are not the fine, and these as more and more AVM opens up, of course things will change. Technology has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time when it used to be like this election purchase. You would open the election purchase and then it's acha mohar hai. Now days are gone, right? You take out the card and the card tells you that okay, what's happening. These are leads here, but these are leads which will surely make markets very happy. And
There, 93 for India, for NDA 230.
yeah, 230,
so
93, yeah, so far. And the states now will be playing a larger role now. So let's see where leads are coming from. Are they coming from Uttar Pradesh? The gains are expected to be in Andhra Pradesh. The gains are expected to be in Orissa. The gains are expected to be in Bengal. Do we have anything on Bengal, Patricia? Okay, this is the swing state, as everybody is saying.
Yeah.
Where,
Maharashtra is very
Maharashtra.
critical as well. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Bengal because leads in Bengal, there you go. Karnataka, they're winning. Karnataka, they're winning. Bengal,
There. 13 and 19. 9 for TMC, 13 for BJP.
and these are only 20 seats.
Yeah.
So the trend in a sense is decisively in favor of BJP. So what do we have? The final, let's look at the current leads right now. All India leads, last we saw was 212, but blink of an eye, 5-6 seats get added right now. So let's look at that. Let's look at implied Nifty, and then we'll, overall kitty, 231. Our clock needs to be fixed. It somehow says 7:11 a.m., right? It is 8:30. The clock needs to be fixed.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Another trend, Nikunj, not to sound ominous, but has been the downfall of political analysts and journalists and the upside of stock market analysts. Our rating is
I
going
always
up,
say-
your ratings are going up, and the political analysts and journalists are going down. Nobody is interested in the type of discourse which goes around.
Well, if
You-
politicians are talking stock markets, I think your BSQ is there, right?
and Aisha, touchwood, we are making people richer, or at least getting financialization of saving. And you know, nobody talks of us from the COVID times when we were the real warriors who, bucked the trend and never gave up. So rightly so, we deserve a better place.
Of course you do. Okay, on that note, we're going to take a very quick break. By the way, the Nifty implied open has flattened out completely. We're barely in the green right now. So seems like that profit taking has well been digested already. It started off with that 130, 150 odd point gain, but barely scratching the surface right now. Quick break. Be right back. We'll get the FII voices in just a short while from now.
Early leads are indicating what markets and exit polls predicted, and it really could be bigger than what exit polls are predicting, because we are looking at 406 leads coming, and BJP or NDA is leading in 281. India blocked as expected. The gap is more than 50% now. Now, looking at this, why is GIFT Nifty down? And I'll tell you why. Because if one looks at the history of Indian stock markets or history of any markets, at early part of my career, I learned one very important line, which is buy the rumor and sell the news. एक simple line है जी, वो हमेशा याद रखें जब आप market में trade करते हैं, invest करते हैं. And why am I insisting on that is because if you look at the markets on the election verdict, and if you compare with the market on the exit poll, the market reaction to the exit poll has been strong, but the market reaction to the same exit poll actually has been quite numb. 2014, a table thumping response to the exit poll. 2019, same. 2024, yesterday, 3.5%. 3.5% is what you gain. On the verdict day, markets were up. On the verdict day, markets were down. And on the verdict day, will it be a buy the rumor and sell the news? So I would insist and I would make a case that rather than taking a 2 to 3 day view, I think what is important here is that we should now take what could be called as a 2 to 3 year view, which is focus on the medium term. Macros will become better, new policy themes would be initiated, currency will become better, P multiple will expand, SIP culture will expand. So don't focus on next 2 or 3 days. Next 2 or 3 days could be short covering, compulsion, FI buying, adjustment in the portfolio. There is a little bit of excitement which has got created in some of the policy stocks that may just go away next couple of days. But trust me, what changes is the medium term and the long term outlook, and that really changes. But we are in conversation with Kunal and Sanjiv Bhasin. So let's recap some of the ideas what we've got so far from Sanjiv Bhasin. And these are some of the top ideas from Sanjiv Bhasin. ABFRL 325. This is the retail business of Aditya Birla Group. ABSL, AMC, Wipro and HDFC Life. Very unusual stock ideas here. And I will pick up Wipro here, Bhasin sir. Why an IT stock and why an IT stock which has underperformed within the IT basket? एक तो IT नीचे and within that Wipro और नीचे. So you actually saying backbencher खड़े हो जाओ. वो लास्ट बेंच पे जो बच्चा बैठता था ना जी, खड़े होने का समय आ गया.
So निकुंज, I think IT में जो weakness है वो इसलिए है because the money is chasing the high momentum. I think Wipro has been a far outperformer in the pack of IT. Only in the recent time it has. But what I have, what I have in the knowledge is that the Microsoft tie-up is going to lead to a bigger thing. You've already seen a change of guard with the previous managements being, done away or changing. And I think now there is an inevitable change which can take place at the higher level. The corporate event is something which I am playing for. Wipro's earnings have been far in ahead of any of the IT stocks. It trades at half the multiple of an Infosys, TCS and HCL Tech. And I think that arguably it is the best IT stock for me in 2024. Plus, Nikunj, I want to be slightly defensive and invested and not chase momentum, which I think may lack in the second half of the day. So be watchful. Don't get caught in the whole realm because a large part of the play out has taken place yesterday.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.